Welcome to the Roncast, where entrepreneurs find killer tips, techniques, and tools to start and growth hack any business. Brought to you by one of Canada's favorite business personalities, Ron Davies. Enjoy the show.
Hi, welcome back to the Roncast. I'm your host, Ron Davies. Please be sure to drop your comments in here. Be sure to subscribe. And I'd love it if you could give me some kind of a rating. That would be great. Hopefully it's an honestly awesome rating. But what a crazy time this is. A lot of my friends are business owners of varying degrees. I have friends that are, from the mom and pop shop where all they do is make cookies here in the neighborhood. Right up to the ex-CEO of GoDaddy and the PR advisor to ex-President Obama and everything in between. It's a weird time because we're living in a time right now talking about COVID-19 business SOS. We're living in this time where the people that are either working unskilled work, I have a daughter working at a coffee shop and unskilled, saving up for her part of her share of the university. Unskilled and skilled folks are what our entire society is counting on. So all of the academics, the MBAs, the lawyers, the consultants, they're all sitting at home twiddling their thumbs, right? And we've put on the shoulders of the unskilled labor force, the skilled labor force, and the first responders, the future of our economy, of our lives, of our children, and what happens in their lives. And probably this will impact even our grandchildren, depending how old you might be. Where I'm getting a lot of stress coming back are sort of the middle to upper middle income class. The reason they're stressed is because their employees are generally getting packages from the provincial government, different kinds of relief packages with employment insurance and whatnot. But though their employers, who were typically, the consultants and the lawyers and so forth, they're not getting those kinds of packages necessarily. And they're sitting at home, and actually they're calling me a lot and saying, Ron, what do we do? What do we do in this time? I can't go out and market. I can't go out and I can't go to work and do dentures, for the denturist or the orthodontist. They literally cannot operate, and they have very little relief in the way of overhead. And don't get me wrong, I'm not necessarily saying, oh, poor abundant lifestyle guy, you're getting hurt now. But this is affecting everybody. And when you and I want to go to, the dentist, or we need help with something, we can't access these professionals. We can't access the subject matter experts. Our children can't access their professors. So all of these academics and whatnot are stuck. They're trying to figure it out. So I'm telling them, look, guys, get people lined up in a cachet. Get your customers lined up. Maybe you can't service them, but you should be marketing harder than ever right now, because chances are, like we said in COVID-19 Business SOS Part 2, obviously this is Part 3, a lot of businesses and professionals have turned down their marketings, and it's completely the wrong time to do it. It should be the opposite. This is when my phone should be ringing, and it is. This is when I should be getting emails and questions. This is when I should be responding to distressed folks working from home on Quora.com, and I do quite a bit of that lately. And the reality is, you can thrive out of this, but maybe you're not making the right moves. You certainly shouldn't be talking to marketing agencies, and here's why. The marketing agencies are experiencing what you are. The marketing agencies are experiencing your competitors not doing marketing spends, not doing strategy spends. So they're getting lean now as well. So they're selling more and more. We call it marketing churning, and they're just creating income for themselves. So that's a dangerous thing to do. They're selling pay-per-click at a huge premium. They're selling social media marketing, the SMM companies. And the reality is social media does not build a business. And I actually did a Quora.com answer today about that. And I think I probably ruffled a few feathers, because the fact is that social media marketing is a secondary approach. It is not a primary strategy. As a primary strategy, it has never worked for anybody. I know that because the guy who used to be on my team was the main strategist for President Obama's social media marketing campaign. And I know that had we not been doing our primary strategy the way we were, none of that would have mattered much. He probably would not have had the presidency. That's the reality of it. So what do you do? Well, what makes people want to talk to you? Whether you're a carpenter or you're a baker or you're a dentist, whatever it is that you do is what you are a subject matter expert on. And hopefully it's something that you enjoy doing. Maybe you're a florist, maybe you're a plumber. You are a subject matter expert on these things. And if you're one of the people that has restrictions on you on operating your business, then you really need to be lining up work after this restriction has been lifted, so that you can hit the ground running flat out with lots of business ahead of you, prepared for rapid growth. Because the ones that are prepared for that are the ones that are going to come out of this like golden geese, and the other ones are going to be the ugly ducklings, and they're going to die. So you've got a secret weapon. You're on COVID-19 Business SOS with me. I'm your secret weapon. And take comfort in knowing that some of the best marketing agencies in Canada, the US, and in the UK come to us for innovation in marketing strategy. And I can tell you that whoever your marketing agency is, they are doing what we would want you to do. Typically, what we would want you to do does not generate us revenue. We get paid for the consultation, not for the marketing. So it's very different from a marketing agency. The more marketing they do, the more they get paid. Same with lead generation. You can do lead generation for free or super cheap. And everybody that we've had come along that left their marketing agency and came to us, they never go back again. It's kind of like house sales, right? Everybody thinks they need a real estate agent until they sell their own house themselves just once, and then they never go back to using an agent again because they find out just how easy it is to do. But that aside, about a week and a half ago, we had lots of military veterans. So these are retired military people that are of every walk of business you can imagine in a business group for military veterans. Everything from leathersmiths and cobblers to a guy I was on the phone with for about 45 minutes, and he's a triple PhD financial advisor. He has actually more marketing academics than I do. He just doesn't have any chops, but he's absolutely a brilliant guy. And he had spoken with the top 5 marketing agencies on the Eastern Seaboard, 4 in the United States, 1 in Canada, and then he spent 45 minutes with me. And he's never going back to a marketing agency. He sent me probably the best testimonial imaginable for a consultant, and that's just how it works. So let's put some of what he's got to work for you. So what do you do? What is marketing? Well, marketing is getting somebody to raise their hands, saying they're interested in what you have. The challenge is getting whatever it is you do in front of them so that they can raise their hands and do whatever it is that you do, right? That's kind of the trick. So how do you do that? Well, I want to talk to you a little bit about celebrity authority. And I'm not talking about the rags that you see at the checkout counter at the grocery store. What I'm actually talking about is the development of celebrity authority to create influence. And from influence, marketing gets very easy. And this is where marketing agencies miss it. Marketing agencies are in the process of linear thinking within a fairly standard paradigm of whatever they learned in marketing or from their bosses. And it is not intelligent, it is not imaginative, and it is not effective, and it is expensive as heck. So let's have a look. What does celebrity authority look like? Well, let me give you an example. President Trump. Before he was President Trump, he was just Donald Trump. And when Donald Trump would speak at a real estate conference, he would pull in deep six figures. I mean, in some cases, $240,000, $300,000 to speak for an hour at a real estate event of some kind. And he would be speaking to a room full of other real estate people. And the fact is that he didn't know any more than any of the other real estate people. And if one of those other real estate guys was also a real estate speaker, they would get, for the same event, $25,000, $30,000, maybe $35,000. Well, there's certainly a discrepancy there, isn't there? Why did Donald Trump get paid 5 times as much, having the same knowledge or less, to speak at the same event? Well, what we're talking about is the difference between authority and celebrity, right? So it may be that Donald has celebrity in real estate. He's certainly a shrewd businessman. He's certainly not a shrewd social media user. Nonetheless, he has huge celebrity. And when you combine celebrity with authority, you have a real asset. You have a real equity. People will listen to Mr. Trump, whether it's good or bad. The other guy probably has authority. But his authority alone is only worth $25,000 or $30,000 at an event. The event owners know that if they put Mr. Trump onto the poster, onto the roster of speakers, they know that he will pull people in. And it's probably not because he knows any more about real estate. In fact, 9 times out of 10, it isn't. So how does that work? Right? Let's just leave that question aside for now. What about the Kardashians? Right? The Kardashians are, without any degree of argument, certainly they are influencers. The Kardashians, if they put on your jewelry is going to sell. They are influencers. Oprah Winfrey, she's an influencer and certainly a celebrity. But let's look at how that works. What is the mechanics of being a celebrity? Just being a celebrity on its own is what the Kardashians do. Let's be honest, they're not authorities on anything. They're certainly not expert on anything. But wait a minute, aren't they authorities on celebrity? Didn't they basically develop their celebrity out of thin air? I mean, think about it. What are the Kardashians expert at? They're not academics of any kind. They don't have any massive, accolades of anything these girls have done or the family has done. I mean, with the obvious exception. But really, they're hinging all of this revenue on celebrity. So if you go to Kim Kardashian and have her do a Twitter post about your company, do you know what it costs? About the same as what Justin Bieber's posts cost when he was at his apex, which is about $82,000 US for them to tweet about your business once. Just once. $82,000. Why? Is Justin Bieber an expert at something? He's an influencer, right? He's a celebrity. Kim Kardashian, celebrity. Donald Trump, celebrity. So how do you get to where you're a celebrity? I don't mean in the corny Hollywood sense of the Kardashians or the musical sense perhaps of what Justin was when he was at his peak. What I'm talking about is the celebrity as a benevolent expert. Now that's where social media starts to work, but only certain social medias. When you put yourself out there as a benevolent expert to help other people in your area of subject matter expertise, something very cool happens. First of all, you're seen as someone who's helpful. And hopefully your advice is pretty good. But even if it isn't, it's okay, because you're someone who is helpful in a business sector. So let's suppose you're a baker, a financial advisor, a carpenter. It doesn't matter what. You want to be giving people answers when they're asking about something you're an expert in. Can you do that on Facebook? No. Can you do it on Twitter? No. YouTube? Well, maybe a little bit.